Okay, friends, all for art and art for all. I'm going to do a cute little elephant and draw him in and then paint him. So, shove your paper out and kind of upright. My whole elephant won't show while I'm trying to draw, but I'll try and take you through step by step. So let's start with the eyes. Here's the middle of my paper, and I'm going to go up. And I'm going to make two arcs that go down. Almost like he looks like he has his eyes closed. And then I'm going to do a circle out of that. Out of that. So it's not a perfect circle because it got cut off with those first little arcs we made. And then I'm going to fill in, not quite the whole thing with black. Try and leave some white around the edge if you can. Then below the eye, so straight down from the eye and below, we're going to come down and over. And so here's the eye. I'm going to come down a little bit, then draw down and over and in. And we'll do the inside of the trunk, which is going to come whoop, like that. So it's going to come in and up and a little flare on it, rounding it just a little bit. Now this line's going to get back up there. So you can either come this way and meet it, or go that way and meet it. Don't forget to go below the line so your trunk doesn't look like a pencil. So I'm going to come down, keep going down, and follow the line to the end of my trunk. And then your elephant might have a little tusk and a little tusk. That tusk came out kind of funny. There we go. Round it. They're a little bit rounded on the ends. And then above my eye is part of his head. So we're going to go along the outside, up and over just a little, around the outside of this eye, up and over just a little. Nothing connects yet. I'm going to put a line over the top of that. Doesn't connect. And my ear is going to go up, over, and back in. Up, over, and back in. And it's going to come back in above the tusks. So see how my lines aren't touching. So my ear is going to, let's put the end mark. So here's my eye. Here's the side of, like the front of its snout. I'm going to go over. And then the same level, I'm just making two little end points for my ear. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to go up and out at an angle, over, out the other direction, and back into my end point. So this one I'm going to go up and over, about the same height, and then across the top, maybe at a little bit of an angle, down and in, down and in. So see where that one turned the corner? Give myself a dot out there. And I go out and come back in. And now I've got my elephant head, and the rest is easy. So the body's going to start right up here. I'm going to come down and in. And that was at the corner of the ear. I'm going to come to the corner of the ear. And I'm going to come down and in. My trunk's going to come in front. And then this guy's got a fat foot, so it's going to go out a little bit. And come around. And this line would keep going. So air draw through the trunk. Where would that line pop out again? Right there. Out a little. And then we're going to do a round foot that meets that bottom. And they've got kind of a fat leg, so the leg would start right about there on my trunk and come down. And this one would go up and in. And then right in here, I'll barely see my other legs. So up above, where I started the front foot, the back foot will just pop up a little. And the other back foot, same level, rounded bottom, and up just a little bit. And then maybe I can see a little tail with a little bit of hair on it. And I'm going to put some plants in front. So I'm going to start from the ground up, 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 ground up. I'm not going too far. Maybe there's some that start down here and they're a little bigger. And some more down here. From the ground up. And then some little, couple little circles that are a little sideways. Couple little sideways circles. Couple little sideways circles. And they don't even have to connect to every branch, because maybe there's some branches to the plant we can't even see. The ones that are closer here, maybe I make those a little bigger because I can see more of the flower that's on there. And maybe I scribble sideways a little. Sideways a little, couple places. And let's do a horizon line that goes across. Let's see, should we do it above the trunk? Have it below on my sample. Let's do the horizon line here where it's easy. So I'm going to come across till I hit my ears, air draw a straight line, and start again. So you should have a line that looks like it's connected. And maybe I put a couple little kind of bushes over there, just sticking up in the background. All right, now let's paint our elephant. I thought I'd have a fun kind of blue elephant. I need to get lots of water in my paints, and I use the brush to deliver that water. I touch the side and then touch the tray. So I get water, touch the side, put some water in the tray. I'm going to add some purple highlights. I'm going to get my yellow. You got to be careful with splashing. Orange just in case. I'm not going to use black or brown. Believe it or not, my elephant's not going to be gray. And I'm going to, I think, get my elephant wet. Well, no, let's do the sky around. No, okay, I want to do my elephant first. I'm going to get my elephant wet with just water. So I'm getting my paper wet with just water. So everywhere the elephant is, I got the paper wet. I'm going to add a little more water now. So I got it wet once, got it wet twice. Now I'm going to go in with some of that blue and go around the outside, 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 outside. A little more blue and go up that direction. And if your paint's not spreading like that, you maybe don't have enough water. So around the outside and down, outside, down, skip for the trunk, and over, so along the bottom, over, and up, up, a little bit there, and then my head, I want it a little lighter, so maybe I kind of do the top of the head here with just a touch of blue. top of my head and then come down along the side. And maybe I leave some of my head a lighter blue. Okay. And then I'm going to move my water out of the way a little bit. And in my sky, maybe I'll make a nice sunset. So water in the sky. So getting my sky area wet, leaving space around my elephant. I'm not touching the edge of the elephant. I'm getting some yellow on my brush. There's already a lot of water in there. If it's not super wet, you need more water. I'm going to start along the bottom and work up. Hug that side. Bottom, a little more paint. Up. Maybe get all the way up with some yellow. Grab some more yellow until I'm straight. And maybe a little bit of orange at the top. And let's spread that orange out with lots of water so that you get a good blend. And then my ground, I think I'm going to go really light purple on the ground, just because. So I'm going to start at the bottom, and that's real dark, so I'm going to get lots of water and spread that up. I'm going to spread this up, and I'm going to try and keep my brush strokes going flat the way the land is. Wow, that covered up most of mine. I had a lot of water. I didn't realize my purple was so dark. Oh, we're going to lose our plants that way. So lots of water all the way up. Maybe I didn't get my page wet first. That might have helped. So if you get something too dark, you can sometimes go in and touch it with paper towel and soak up some of the extra. So now maybe I'll come in and touch with some green. Base of this plant, base of that plant, base of that plant, up there, and just drag it down, drag it down, drag it down, drag it down, and drag that across down. Wow, I really lost my plants and all that. Let's put some red little dots where we put those flowers. Red little dots, a little bit more paint, bigger red dots. And then if you can kind of get your brush a little drier, twist off the extra paint. Maybe you can pull down towards your plant. The red that's already there, if you just pull down, downward, 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 maybe we'll be able to see those plants again. I'll put a couple little lines out there, a couple little lines out there. And there is a cute little blue elephant. All for art and art for all.